Hello and welcome back to SiGMA TV. Today we are featuring another guest speaker for the upcoming Malta Week on November. And joining me on the line, I have David Flynn, who is the CEO of Glitnor Group. David, great to have you join me today.
Hello there. Thanks very much for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure. And so to give our viewers a little background, tell us a bit about yourself, about Glittner, its history, and what you're working on at the moment. What is your focus?
Sure thing. So, myself, I've been in the gaming industry for about 18 years now. Believe it or not, before then, I actually used to be a meteorologist. So something a million miles away from gaming.
Exactly.
Throughout that period of time, I think, I've been on the poker industry, casino industry, both B2B, B2C. And now with Glitnor, this is a culmination, if you will, of all of those elements put together, because Glitnor is a team of about 180 people. We have a focus on both B2B and B2C. And we also have a fledgling affiliate business as well that we've just started off. So, our B2C business is very much focused on regulated markets. So we're one of the fastest growing operators in the Swedish market, for example. And our B2B business, Swintt, is also focused on regulated markets as well. And we're distributing content, games content, and also live dealer content to operators around the globe.
And what makes Glittner different from all the other iGaming companies or the competition in the market?
I'd say that if you consider our B2C business, first of all, it's more about making sure that we acquire players, the right kind of player with the right value at the right price. So we consider ourselves very much acquisition specialists in that respect. On the B2B side of the business, it's more about delivering content for specific markets. So if you imagine the Asian market, for example, requires a specific type of content. So we work with different gaming studios in that particular region in order to deliver content for Asia. And then similarly in Europe, for example, so in Germany, we partnered with a land-based provider in the German market in order to provide content for that particular market, which of course now is fully regulated. Similarly, in Scandinavia, again, it's a different kind of game, and also then in Latin America as well. And certainly we'll see as we expand into the US, similar kind of partnerships that we're working on at the moment.
And when we're looking at some of the hurdles, what do you think are the biggest challenges that online gaming needs to overcome in the next few years?
I would say that there's a number of things, actually. First and foremost, it's working together with regulators a lot closer than we have been doing, and also collaborating more across the industry. We've talked about this a lot. There are a number of groups now of which we are members that allow us to be able to collaborate on certain aspects of employment, for example. So iGen, which is one particular group in Malta, which is key for all the Maltese operators to be a member of that particular group. And we collaborate on aspects that are relevant to the Maltese iGaming industry, if you will. But then there's also particular groups that we should work together on for individual markets, so for the Swedish market, for the US market, etc. So that's probably the biggest hurdle is making sure that we collaborate and we're proactive towards regulators when it comes to regulation, because I don't think there's anybody in the industry who thinks that the regulators have got it right every time. There are a number of challenges in different particular markets. And indeed, there are, let's say, strategies that regulators have and governments have put in place in order to try and exclude and the number of private operators or indeed publicly listed operators in favor of their own lotteries, for example, and thus operating very much as a single market, if you will.
Fantastic points, David. And you've been in iGaming for 18 years and no doubt seen many changes, and also being former meteorologist. What makes iGaming so interesting for you, and how do you think the next 5 to 10 years in iGaming will shake out?
So I guess bringing in the meteorology piece, especially in the UK, it was always very difficult to forecast the weather because it was so changeable all the time. Being in the gaming industry for 18 years now, I think the best thing about the gaming industry is that no 2 days are the same, and that's why it's such an exciting industry for anybody that is in the industry. And if anybody's watching that isn't in the industry yet, then you should definitely get into it. I think going forward, there are so many things happening at the moment when you look at the various different markets, not only from a regulatory standpoint, but also very much from growth. Many years ago, people were thinking that the iGaming industry as a whole has plateaued, there's no more further growth. And then lo and behold, a couple of years ago, of course, then the US starts to open up. Right now, of course, there's only a small number of states that have licensing for casino in the US, but already those states are delivering more revenue to those operators in those states than, say, the 15 states that are operating sports betting today. So I think certainly the US is going to be a focus. Obviously, the land-based operators are moving more online. And indeed, you've seen certain activity in terms of mergers and acquisitions in the US of late, and also US-listed companies buying European operators and also software providers. And I think that that's going to really continue at pace. The US story has only just begun, and that's going to definitely continue and shape the industry for the next 5 to 10 years at least.
Excellent points. And lastly, David, talk to us about the SiGMA conference and what you will be speaking about.
Yeah, so that's a secret. I guess for all the viewers that are watching this, they're going to have to come to SiGMA in Malta and make sure that they watch all the different presentations, etc.
All right, brilliant insights, David. Your input is of value, and I hope this could be a resource to our audience. Nonetheless, we're going to hear more from David in the upcoming summit. So once again, thank you so much for your time, David, and we look forward to seeing you in November.
My pleasure. Looking forward to it.
And to our viewers, catch David Flynn at the Malta Week, and that is from the 16th to the 19th of November. SiGMA Group is bringing its 4 leading shows together for the Mother of All conferences for the very first time. So do not miss out. To know more information, you can head on to our SiGMA World, and we'll see you there.